In this lecture, we are going to learn how we can query a single document from a MongoDB collection from our Express application using Mongoose. So again, let's go back to VS Code and we are going to write the logic of fetching a single document from the hotels collection inside this getById method. So this is the route handler function which will be called whenever a GET request comes to root URL /API /v1/id. So here what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to write a try catch block because the method which we are going to use inside this method, inside this function, that is going to return us a promise. And if that promise is a rejected promise, I want to handle it using this catch block. So basically, instead of using then and catch method, I want to use try catch block to handle resolved or rejected promises. So this is the first step. In the second step, what I'm going to do is, since we want to fetch a document based on its ID, I'm going to create a variable. I'll call it as ID, and we are going to read the value of ID from the route parameter. So when a GET request will come to this endpoint where we are using this getById as the route handler function, with that request, we are also going to receive the value for this ID route parameter. So I want to read the value of this ID route parameter, and that we can read from the param object of request. So we have learned that this request object is going to have a params property, which is going to store an object, and in that object, all the route parameters will be created as a property. So in this params object, we will have an ID property. So I want to read the value of that ID route parameter, and it will be read as a string value. Now here I'm not going to convert it to number type because in the MongoDB collection, when we are saving the ID, basically this underscore ID is the ID for each document. There we do not have a numeric value. Instead, we have an object ID. And when we are going to use this object ID from client, there we are going to use this string value. So instead of passing this object ID and then this value, we are simply going to pass this string value. So the route parameter value for this ID route parameter is going to be a string value. So I'm not going to convert it to number type. Now before I proceed further, what I'll do is I'll copy this code from the catch block. So if any error occurs inside this try block, if any exception is thrown from within this try block, it will come to this catch block, and from that catch block, I simply want to send this generic response where I'm setting the status code to 500 and I'm sending a JSON data in the response where the status is fail and the message is something went wrong. Please try again later. Okay, now we have the ID, we have read the ID from the ID route parameter. Using this ID, we want to find a document in the hotels collection. For that, again, on this hotel model, I can go ahead and I can use find method. So here I can use find method, and we have learned that to this find method, we can also pass a filter query where I can say the underscore ID value should be equal to this ID which we have read from the route parameter. So we are saying that return me those documents where the underscore ID value is equal to the ID value which we have read from the route parameter. And this find method, since it is going to return us a promise, we are going to wait for that promise to be resolved or rejected. And for that, I'm using this await keyword. And since I want to use this await keyword inside this function, I need to make this function as async. All right. And this find method, once it is resolved, it is going to return us all the documents whose ID matches this ID value. Here we know that this underscore ID is going to be unique for each document in a collection. So we know that this find method is going to return us a single document, but that document will be returned inside an array. And let me show you that. So here, let me go ahead and let me create a variable and let me simply call it as hotel. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is on the response object, let's go ahead and let's set the status to 200, which stands for OK. And let's use the JSON method to send a JSON data in the response. There again, first I'm going to set the status to success, and then I'm going to specify the data property. To that, I'm going to assign an object, and inside that object, I'm going to create a hotel property, and this I want to assign with this hotel variable. With this, let's save the changes, and let's go to Postman, and there let's open get hotel by ID request. And before I run this request, as I mentioned, now we are not going to have numeric ID values. Instead, we will have IDs, something like this. So let's say I want to fetch this hotel object where the ID is this value. So I'm going to use this value in the request URL. So here, instead of 6, I'm going to pass that object ID in the request URL. So this value will be assigned to the ID route parameter. Let me go ahead and let me send this request, and you will see that in the response, we have received that hotel object, this test hotel 2. But the problem is here we are going to receive a single hotel object, but that single hotel object is returned inside an array. And I don't want that. Instead of getting an array, since I'm going to have a single hotel object, I want to assign this hotel object directly to this hotel property. But as we have learned before, the find method is always going to return us a list. It is going to return us an array. So instead of find, we can also use findOne. And if I save the changes now it should return us a single document. So let's go back to Postman again. And this time, if I send the request, this time it has returned us a single document, and that is not present inside an array. That is directly assigned to this data property. So this is how I want the result. Now I can also shorten this by using another method called findById. So here when we are using findOne, to that we need to pass a filter query, and there we need to specify by which field we want to filter the document and what should be the value for that field. But here, instead of using findOne, if I use findById, there I don't need to pass a filter query. Instead, I can simply pass the ID value with which I want to filter the document. Here I have the ID value inside this ID variable. Okay, so this find by ID, it is basically the shortcut for the previous code which we had written using findOne. There in the filter query, we specified that we want to filter by underscore ID field with a given value. But here when we use find by ID, it is going to return us a single document, and it is going to filter the document using the underscore ID field. So this is the recommended method which we should be using while fetching a single document using its ID. So with this, if I save the changes and if we go back to Postman, we should get the same result. So we are getting the same result, but this time we have used a more better approach. Now, let me also try it with other ID. So first of all, let me save this request. Let's also save this request. And from the get all hotels, let me go ahead and let me make a request again. So now it will return us all the hotel documents. And now I want to get a hotel document with this ID. So I'm going to copy this ID, and it should return us test hotel. So here, if I specify that ID, so currently it is test hotel 2, but now it should return us test hotel. And now it is returning us test hotel. So this route handler function is also implemented now. It is fetching a single document by its ID from the hotels collection, and we are returning that hotel document in the response. And this find by ID method, it is also going to return us a promise. If that promise is rejected, if some exception has been thrown, that will be handled by this catch block. And again, currently we are handling any error which will occur inside this try block by simply sending a 500 internal server error response. But in our future lectures, we are going to learn how to handle all types of errors properly. All right, so this route handler function, this controller function, this is also properly implemented now. Now we are left with update and delete. So we are also going to implement them in our coming lectures. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.